What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Tuesday, December 15th, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. 20th Century Fox released an action-packed new trailer for its sequel to the 1996 alien invasion blockbuster, Independence Day. Sunday's 2.5-minute-long clip from Independence Day Resurgence shows the return of original cast members Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and Judd Hirsch, along with franchise newcomers Liam Hemsworth, Charlotte Gainsbourg, Jesse Usher, and Malika Monroe. The movie is set for release June 24th. A synopsis says, "We've always knew they were coming back. After Independence Day redefined the event movie genre, the next epic chapter delivers global spectacles on an unimaginable scale. Using recovered alien technology, the nations of Earth have collaborated on an immense defense program to protect the planet. But nothing can prepare us for the aliens' advance in unprecedented force. Only the ingenuity of a few brave men and women can bring our world back from the brink of extinction." Star Trek Beyond released an action-packed first trailer Monday after the footage leaked online. The preview, which was scheduled for release Thursday, stars Chris Pine as Captain James T. Kirk, with Zachary Quinto as Spock and Zoe Saldana as Uhura. The trailer sees Kirk and his shipmates attempt to survive a new planet after the USS Enterprise is destroyed. They're aided by a female alien played by newcomer Sophia Boutella. Simon Pegg also returns as Scotty, with Carl Urban as Lieutenant Bones McCoy, John Cho as Lieutenant Sulu, and Anton Yelchin as Pavel Chekhov. Idris Elba will appear in a yet unspecific role. Star Trek Beyond is the third film in the Star Trek's reboot series. It's being directed by Fast and Furious helmer Justin Lin. J.J. Abrams, who directed Star Trek in 2009 and Star Trek Into the Darkness in 2013, is co-producing the movie with Brian Burke and Roberto Orci. The new installment opens in theaters July 22nd, 2016, just ahead of the original Star Trek television series' 50th anniversary. The first two films in the reboot series earned a combined $853 million at the box office. Jennifer Lawrence wouldn't star in any Hunger Games prequel films. The 25-year-old actress discussed her future with the franchise with Variety at the New York premiere of Joy on Sunday. Lawrence recently completed a 4-movie stint as Katniss Everdeen and said she wouldn't be interested in potential follow-ups. She told the website, "I wouldn't be involved. I think it's too soon. They've got to let the body get cold, in my opinion." The star last portrayed Katniss in The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, which opened in theaters November 16th. The Hunger Games films are based on Suzanne Collins' trilogy of books, which ends with Mockingjay. Lionsgate's Vice President Michael Burns said last week the franchise may live on and on and on through prequels, sequels, and reboots. He said at the UBS Global Media and Communications Conference, "The one thing that kids say they miss from the early Hunger Games films was that there were no arena fights. If we went backwards, they'll obviously would be arenas." The movie adaptations co-star Liam Hemsworth and Josh Hutcherson and earned a combined $2.88 billion at the box office. Collins says she is ready to move on to other lands in a thank you published after Mockingjay Part 2's release. Lawrence will next star with Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro in Joy, which opens in theaters December 25th. She is also slated for X-Men Apocalypse with James McAvoy and Passengers with Chris Pratt. 20th Century Fox have started the 12 days of Deadpool holiday countdown, which will lead up to a new trailer on Christmas Day. The promotion will release new Deadpool-related content and information on each of the 12 days leading up to the trailer revealed across different media outlets. Star Ryan Reynolds appears as the fourth wall breaking Merc with the Mouth in a holiday video posted to Twitter on Monday announcing the countdown, sitting in front of a Christmas tree drinking from a glass of eggnog. He quips, "Hi, I'm Deadpool, the other jolly guy with the red suit with the lap warp sitting on," before stating that it's time for same way to put the win in Winter Wonderland. The first piece of content released consisted of a new promotional poster for the upcoming superhero action comedy with a zoom-in perspective of Deadpool's belt as he holds a gun. The studio wrote on Twitter alongside a photo of the poster, "Cock, locked, ready to rock. Hashtag 12 Days of Deadpool have begun." Directed by Tim Miller and also starring Morena Baccarin, Ed Sheeran, TJ Miller, Gina Carino, Brianna Hildebrand, Andre Chircotro, and Leslie Uggams, Deadpool opens in theaters February 12th. As the release date for Star Wars The Force Awakens fast approaches, star Gwendoline Christie has started to talk about her character and has given her best Chewbacca impression. Christie, who will play the villainous chrome-plated Captain Phasma in The Force Awakens, spoke with Collider during the press junket for the new film and was asked if she could give impressions of Chewie, Jabba the Hutt, and director J.J. Abrams. After declining the other two, Christie tried her best to mimic the iconic growling sound of the Wookiee by belling as loudly as possible. Christie also admitted during the interview that Episode 4 New Hope was her favorite Star Wars film and how she believes Han shot first in the original unedited version of the movie. In a separate interview with the New York Daily News, the actress, best known for her role as Brienne of Tarth in HBO's Game of Thrones, discussed how much she appreciates the look of Captain Phasma. She says the armor hadn't been made for a woman. It hadn't been sexualized in a way. It had been feminized in any way. And I truly felt that it was refreshing that there was a female character in a movie as big as Star Wars that we would be relating to because of her actions and character rather than primarily how she has been made flesh. She also continued by saying it's a chance to play a part that just helps to expand one person's mind or cause one person to think about the way women have been conventionally perceived. Star Wars The Force Awakens opens in theaters December 18th. Sherlock released a new trailer for its forthcoming Christmas special, The Abominable Bride, on Saturday. Benedict Cumberbatch returns as Detective Sherlock Holmes with Martin Freeman as Dr. John Watson. The preview introduced the titular vengeful bride and sees Holmes and Watson investigate the mysterious character. The special, set in Victorian England, will air January 1st, 2016 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PBS in the United States. Cumberbatch told the BBC in November he initially thought the jump back in time was madness, but now considers it fantastic and brilliant. He admits, "I don't really know how the fans are going to react to it. I think that's one of the joys of doing it like this. We haven't disappointed fans in the past. It seems so hopeful this won't. I hope they'll enjoy it." He also said of filming the scenes, "It was great fun to play, and I mean great fun. To muck around with a pipe and a deer stalker for real is wonderful. And then as far as the background goes, the setting, the mise-en scene, the scenery, all the rest of it, it's just a delight. It always is with period drama." Sherlock premiered on the BBC in 2010. It is usually set in modern-day London. The series co-stars Una Stubbs as Mrs. Hudson, Rupert Graves as Greg Lestrade, and Mark Gatiss as Mycroft Holmes. It will begin filming a fourth season next year. Pop star Justin Bieber has fueled rumors that he is dating Kourtney Kardashian after posting a mysterious photo on Instagram days after the pair were spotted together. Kardashian and Bieber were seen keeping each other company at a restaurant, The Nice Guy, in Los Angeles, which further sparked dating rumors. On Sunday, the pop star raised more suspicions when he posted a photo on Instagram of himself holding a hidden woman in front of an all-black Audi. Bieber captioned the photo, which is remnants to Kardashian's ex, Scott Disick, who goes by the self-appointed title of Lord. Lord knows. After splitting in July, Kardashian and Disick reunited for the first time on November 13th, and then again with the rest of the Kardashian clan over Thanksgiving weekend. The former couple share 3 children together, Mason 5, Penelope 3, and Rain, who will soon be celebrating his first birthday. Earlier this month, Bieber made headlines for an Instagram post again when he started an internet-wide manhunt for an unnamed beauty he shared in a photo. Now, in a related story, Tim Gunn isn't a fan of the Kardashian style. The 62-year-old television personality and fashion consultant slammed the famous family and Kanye West in an interview with the New York Daily News on Friday. Gunn said, "I'm always saying to young people and actually even to adults, I don't care what you wear as long as you don't dress like a Kardashian. It's vulgar, period. But that's what they are." And he also added, "I believe that their place in history will be because of this phenomenon that really is about nothing. And aren't people getting bored of it?" Gunn also had criticism for Kim Kardashian's husband, rapper-turned-designer Kanye West. West won Shoe of the Year at the Footwear News Achievements Award this month, but Gunn remained less than impressed. He said, "I'm on record having said his fashions are basic. It's not fashion, they're dumb clothes, and they're expensive dumb clothes. I've always said the only dumber than his clothes is the people who buy them." Gunn worked at the Parsons School of Design for 25 years and served as the chief creative officer for Liz Claiborne. He is best known for mentoring designers on the Lifetime series Project Runaway, which completed a 14th season in November. Reality star Big Angie's cancer has reportedly returned 2 months after being told she was cancer-free. Sources told TMZ the 55-year-old reality star born Angela Raiola learned her cancer has returned during a doctor's visit last week. She is said to have signs of cancer in various parts of her body and will return to the doctors this week to formulate a plan. Big Ange was diagnosed with throat cancer earlier this year and a large tumor removed in April. She announced the news prior to her surgery on social media, calling the procedure a minor setback and promised fans she isn't going anywhere. She wrote, "I do want to say that you all have been on my mind every step of the way, and I'm so thankful to each and every one of you for the love, support, prayers, and most of all, positive wishes. I'm fortunate and blessed to have discovered something very early and handle it in a positive manner." Big Andrew joins VH1 reality series Mob Wives in Season 2 and will return for a sixth and final season, January 13, 2016. The show follows several women with connections to the Mafia and will feature newcomers Brittany Fogarty and Marissa Flory on Season 6. Pizza Muka Troy and fiancé Maxime Chemerinsky are already planning their wedding. The 29-year-old Australian and 35-year-old American professional dancers discussed their forthcoming nuptials with reporters over the weekend. The two, who previously dated in 2013, reconciled this year and got engaged last week. Muka Troy gushed to Entertainment Tonight on Friday before revealing that the wedding will take place in Los Angeles. "He's the love of my life. I want to do it all. I'm cool with that. He can just sit there and turn up for the big day." She also added to People magazine at a fundraiser the next day, "I'm thinking a castle with a carriage. I do want to do a long train, and I just want my loved ones around me. Only the people that just genuinely adore us," Chemerinsky chimed in. "That's about a 500-person wedding." The American dancer proposed to Muka Troy on stage with the custom Kentamesa ring after their performance in Sway on December 5th. He kept his plans a secret from their family and friends, telling ET he wanted the proposal to be a surprise for everybody. He said, "I decided not to say anything to anybody, no mom, no dad. Everybody had an amazing moment that was unforgettable, and things like this need to be unforgettable. It needs to be special. But I told her I'm not planning anything else. I'm done." Muka Troy showed off her engagement ring at the Sway Alafat Gala hours after accepting Chemerinsky's proposal. The Australian dancer was recently forced to sit out Dancing with the Stars Season 21 due to injury, while Chemerinsky last competed in Season 18. Saturday Night Live's Kate McKinnon hilariously appeared as German Chancellor Angela Merkel to discuss being named Time Magazine's 2015 Person of the Year on the show's long-running Weekend Update segment. McKinnon displayed a nervous excitement over winning the distinction to fellow castmate Colin Jost. McKinnon said, while anxiously moving around in her chair, "I'm trying to celebrate. My body is rejoicing it. It won't let me do it." During discussing Merkel's difficult year, the comedian lifted up Times People of the Year issue and joked how Greece wanted to borrow more money. Syria asked if 1 million refugees could sleep on my couch. When asked about how presidential hopeful Donald Trump didn't think Merkel deserved to be named the Person of the Year, McKinnon suggested perhaps he prefers our earlier stuff. Saturday night's episode also features actor Chris Hemsworth as host and Will Ferrell returning to his iconic role as former President George W. Bush. Actress Rondi Reed made the surprise announcement that the current sixth season of her sitcom Mike and Molly will be its last. She penned in a December 9th Facebook post, which went viral over the weekend. "Before you hear it elsewhere, and some already have, this is the final and sixth season of Mike and Molly on CBS. It is also a shortened season, 13 episodes, after the announced full renewal of 22 episodes back in March by the network. We are done taping as of January 27, 2016, and I'm not sure exactly when, if the episodes will be aired. She also added the network has its reasons, and I will not get into a debate, discussion, or campaign to get them to change their minds. Other venues were explored by WB and Bonanza Productions, Chuck Lorre, after CBS announced their intentions, but did not turn up a future for our show. It is a fact, and we have known for a few weeks. I remain grateful to have been a part of this and to have worked with a fabulous bunch of folks over the years. I have learned a lot about many things, including the business we called show. Also grateful for all the fans and for the personal support I've received over the almost 6 seasons. Stuart Talon has given me every step of the way on this journey, and for that I'm also forever grateful. Reed plays Mike's mother Peggy on the show. The title characters are portrayed by Billy Gardell and Melissa McCarthy. Entertainment Weekly said it reached out to CBS Sunday, but the network declined to comment on Reed's remarks. Melanie Griffin responded to critics by sharing an unfiltered selfie Friday. The 58-year-old actress posted the photo on Instagram after social media users criticized her look in a snapshot she shared Tuesday. She captioned the selfie, "Here you go, unfiltered. I'm 58 and I'm in Hawaii 5-0 playing Scott Callan's mom. Go ahead, say some more mean things. Merry Christmas." Griffin had posted a photo from the beach riding Hawaii with my feet up. Several people made negative remarks about her legs, with one commenter saying they look like men's legs. The star previously told Us Weekly magazine, "Most people are telling me I look horrible. The tweets I get are really nasty." She later explained to Broadway World, in a lot of ways, Hollywood is a very superficial place. It is all about youth and beauty for women anyways. You just have to keep biting and pushing your way through doing theater. Griffin is the mother to actress Dakota Johnson with her first husband Don Johnson, Andre Bauer with second husband Stephen Bauer, and Stella Banderas with third husband Antonio Banderas. She and Banderas finalized their divorce last week after 19 years of marriage. Pop star Ed Sheeran, who just wrapped up his world tour in support of X in Auckland, New Zealand, took to Instagram and Twitter to announce that he is taking a break from social media. The singer posted, "Hello all, I'm taking a break from my phone, emails, and all social media for a while. I've had such an amazing ride over the last 5 years, but I find myself seeing the world through a screen and not my eyes, so I'm taking this opportunity of me not having to be anywhere or do anything and see everything I miss." Sheeran, who has 5.5 million followers on Instagram and 16 million on Twitter, addressed friends and family in the post and his fans, saying, "If you love me, you understand me buggering off for a bit. To my fans, the third album's on the way and is the best thing I've made thus far. See you all next autumn, and thank you for being amazing." The 24-year-old British singer will undergo eardrum surgery in January after jumping off a boat while on vacation in Spain earlier this year. He said, "I landed wrong and it burst my eardrum, so I have to go and get a gaff, which means I'm not allowed to fly for a while, so it's kind of good because it means I have to stay at home." Fans will likely see Sheeran next at the 58th Annual Grammy Awards on February 15th, where his Thinking Out Loud is nominated for both Song of the Year and Record of the Year, as well as Best Pop Solo Performance. Joey and Rory Feek continue to live life to their fullest, spending time with their daughter Indiana amid Joey's battle with terminal cancer. The married couple of Rory and Joey fame have documented their journey on their official blog, This Life I Live, since Joey was diagnosed with cervical cancer in 2014. In a new post Sunday, Rory shared a touching video of Joey getting out of bed for the first time in weeks to spend time with their 23-month-old daughter, Indiana. The country singer wrote on his inspirational blog, "This past Friday was a gift, not just because the sun was out and shining bright and the Indiana winter weather seemed so far away, although that was wonderful too, but because that afternoon, Joey decided to get out of bed and take a little stroll." He continued, when the door to her bedroom opened up and she came out into the living room, we almost couldn't believe our eyes. We were all so proud of her, but I think Joey was even more proud of herself." The video featured an upbeat Joey sitting on the floor with Indiana having fun with flashcards near a Christmas tree. Rory highlighted the event on Facebook Friday, writing, "It's 60 and sunny outside today and even brighter inside. Joey's out of bed teaching signs to Indy on the floor," alongside a photo of the joyous occasion. As Rory notes near the end of his blog, Joey still remains optimistic and continues to cherish every special moment she gets to have with her family. She said, before Joey went to sleep this evening, I sat beside her and she told me that for her, it's all comes into perspective recently, he wrote. She says that when you're lying in the bed day after day and you can't do nothing, you don't know if you're going to be here next Christmas or next month or even next week, you suddenly become hyper aware that today, that is, this moment is all you have. Earlier this month, Rory and Joey celebrated their recent Grammy nomination for their song, If I Needed You. Selena Gomez showed her support for Niall, Horan, and One Direction on Sunday. The 23-year-old American actress and singer was spotted backstage at Horan's X Factor UK finale performance. The 22-year-old Irish singer and his bandmates, who got their start on the ITV reality competition, sang their new singles Infinity and History. Gomez and Horan later attended the show's after party in London, but left the bash separately. The pair were romantically linked this month, but Gomez denied dating rumors to Entertainment Tonight at the Billboard Women in Music event Friday. She responded, "Oh my God," when asked if she and the singer are an item. "I love him. I always have. He's amazing." The X Factor appearance marks One Direction's final performance before their planned hiatus. Horan and bandmates Liam Payne, Harry Styles, and Louis Tomlinson will take a year-long break to pursue their respective solo careers. Horan wrote Monday on Twitter, "5 of the best years of our lives so far. Thank you all for so much for your incredible support. I hope you guys realize what you've done for us. Can't thank you enough, to be honest. Don't worry, we'll be back. Looking forward to chilling for a while now." Gomez previously dated singer Justin Bieber and reunited with ex-boyfriend DJ Zedd to perform at the iHeartRadio Z100 Jingle Ball concert Friday. She released her second studio album, Revival, in October, and will next star in the Revisit Fundamentals of Caregiving. Adele has announced a 56-date North American tour following the release of her record-breaking album 25. The concert, which will be Adele's first in 5 years, will follow her recently announced European tour, which begins in Belfast in February. Adele will arrive in the United States on July 5th at the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, and continue until November 15th, where she wraps up the tour in Mexico City. Tickets go on sale December 17th. Adele simply wrote on Twitter to announce the tour alongside a link to all the available dates, and of course, the announcement comes a day after Adele performed in front of a massive crowd on the UK versions of the X Factor. Appearing with a new sleek, shorter hairstyle, Adele performed her hit single Hello and impressed as always until the very end, where she couldn't help but laugh. In a interview with host Ollie Murs, Adele explained what brought a smile to her face. She says, "I've honestly been waiting like half my life to do this. I'm so excited to be here. I want to burst out laughing the whole time. I did at the end." She mentioned about being a huge fan of the show. When asked what advice she would give the contestants, Adele added, "Good luck. I haven't got the nerve to stand up. I could never do that again. I don't think. I couldn't even look the judges in the eyes." On Monday, NBC aired Adele Live in New York City, a concert special filmed at Radio City Music Hall, and the singer's first concert in 4 years. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1944, legendary bandleader Glenn Miller disappears over the English Channel. General James Doolittle of the United States Armed Air Forces, hero of the Darling Doolittle raid on mainland Japan and later the unified commander of Allied Air Forces in Europe in World War II, offered the following high praise to one of his staff officers in 1944. "Next to a letter from home, Captain Miller, your organization is the greatest morale builder in the European theater of operations." The Captain Miller in question was the trombonist and bandleader Glenn Miller, the biggest star of the American pop music scene in the years immediately preceding World War II, and a man who set aside his brilliant career right at its peak in 1942 to serve his country as the leader of the USAAF dance band. It was in that capacity that Captain Glenn Miller boarded a single-engine aircraft at an airfield outside of London on this date in 1944, an aircraft that would go missing over the English Channel en route to France for a congratulatory performance for American troops that had recently helped to liberate Paris. It would be difficult to overstate the magnitude of Glenn Miller's success in the years immediately preceding America's entry into World War II. Though he was relatively unspectacular instrumentalist himself, he played the trombone in various prominent orchestras but never distinguished himself as a performer. Miller, the band leader, came to dominate the latter portion of the swing era on the strengths of of his disciplined arrangements and an innovation in orchestration that put the high-pitched clarinet on the melody line dubbed by the saxophone section an octave below. This trademark helped sound the Glenn Miller Orchestra, earning an unprecedented string of popular hits from 1939 to 1942, including the iconic versions of the numbers like In the Mood in 1939, Tuxedo Junction 1939, and Chattanooga. Also on this date in 1988, James Brown begins his prison sentence. Legendary singer James Brown, also known as the Godfather of Soul and the hardest working man in show business, became inmate number 155413 at the State Park Correctional Institute in South Carolina. Brown had several run-ins with the law during the summer of 1988 that landed him on probation, but his reckless spree on September 24th resulted in numerous criminal charges, including assault and battery with intent to kill. On September 24th, Brown entered an insurance seminar in Augusta, Georgia, armed with a shotgun and pistol, and ordered everyone to leave. He then took off in his pickup truck and attempted to outrun police, who chased him into South Carolina and then back into Georgia. Even after police shot out 3 of his tires, Brown continued to drive on wheel rims until he ended up in a ditch 6 miles down the road. After the incident, Brown's wife at the time, Adrienne, said that he was on medication for his jaw surgery and was not in his right mind. Although several police officers claimed that they shot out Brown's tires because he had tried to run them over, Brown offered a different version of the story. He claimed that while he was in the process of surrendering to a black police officer, a group of white policemen who had just arrived on the scene began smashing the windows of Brown's truck. Purportedly fearing for his life, Brown then took off as officers began firing. Brown, who had already been charged with carrying a pistol and PCP possession earlier that year, was sentenced to 6 years and 6 months in prison on charges of failing to stop for a police officer and aggravated assault. After his release 3 years later, he managed to stay out of trouble for a while and went on tour, which, considered his wild antics, was quite an accomplishment for a man well into his 60s. But in 1998, Brown was again charged with drug possession, this time for marijuana, and was required to enter a 90-day drug treatment program. Brown died on December 25th, 2006 at the age of 73. And on this date in 1993, Schindler's List opens and garners Steven Spielberg his first Oscar. Schindler's List, starring Liam Neeson, in the true story of a German businessman who saves the lives of more than 1,000 Polish Jews during the Holocaust, opens in theaters. The film was nominated for 12 Academy Awards and took home 7, including Best Picture and Best Director. It was the first Best Director win for Spielberg, who had been nominated in the category for 3 of his early films: 1977's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1981's Raiders of the Lost Ark, and 1982's E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Schindler's List was adapted from Thomas Keanley's 1982 book Schindler's Ark, about the Catholic businessman Oskar Schindler, who saved a large number of Jews during the Holocaust by employing them in a factory that made supplies for the German army. The film co-starred Ben Kingsley as Schindler's Jewish accountant and Ralph Fiennes as an evil Nazi officer. And that is your entertainment report for Tuesday, December 15th, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.